Hi, welcome to an overview of Session 1 for English 104A Research Writing. In this session, we're going to be focusing on constructing a research paper. So we're going to look at two of the most important building blocks that you can take with you for any paper you ever write. There are 4 assignments, but we're going to focus on 3 of them: the library tour, what I expect from your writing sample, and the research paper outline. The library tour. This is one of the most important things you're going to learn in this course. My expectation is that your research paper will be heavily sourced from the library. Sometimes, yes, we do use websites, but a professional academic paper is going to require consistent use of professional academic databases, and this is your chance to explore those. As you go through the library tour, you will find that you can create an EBSCO host login that allows you to create folders and to save articles to a series of folders and to your name so that you can find them again. I also have one of these accounts, so if you are struggling, if you have questions, if you can't find something, please send me an email because I can log on and I can create folders just for students and I can share those folders with you. Next, your writing sample. This isn't about getting a grade that is in a particular range. It's a 0 for not turning it in and a 10 if you give me something. So why? Why, if it's sort of a yes or no, do I need it? The aim is to give me an opportunity to assess where you are and what sort of approaches you're taking and what level you're coming in at. Part of this course is about growth, and so I need to see where you are, and I can evaluate that based on where you go as the course progresses. I'm not grading it based on how well you accomplish some particular task with it. I'm simply looking at where you are with writing. What I hope to get is an academic paper that has some research. I love to be able to see how you are incorporating research, what sort of research you have found useful, but not everyone has this. So anything that sustains a narrative, hopefully you have something that is in paragraphs, something that approaches a 5-paragraph essay, something that has references. Any step along that path is great. It lets me see how you approach paragraphs and how you approach writing. Part of it is about the feedback that I want to be able to give you. Especially if you give me something that has references, I can comment on how you are incorporating different items and the best ways to go about that. It gives me a chance to see where your skills are so that I can compliment and encourage the things you are doing well so that you know how to keep doing those, and also to set you on a path for websites and parts of the books that will help you. So APA Handbook, your Bedford Handbook from English Comp, each of those will have lots of resources that I will hopefully direct you to through this assignment. Finally, your research paper outline. Our template is massive. It covers every eventuality. So I like to think about it as a toolbox. Part of a good toolbox is that it has lots of tools in it, but the other part of it is that you have to know which tools to use and how to use them. So this outline is going to show you how much you can put into an outline. It's going to show you the possibilities and the scope. However, each assignment, each paper is going to require different parts of that. So the key elements that I really want you to focus on having every single time, the tools that you always need to take with you, are a good thesis, the possibility of previewing your main points. Remember, this is the beginning, so we don't quite know where everything is going to go, but we're starting to gather our research, and we want to give a preview of what those main points will be. These are basically the same idea. We want that preview of our main points that is part of our process sentence that goes with our thesis, and we also want to start laying out how they're going to be organized in the paper. And finally, some references. This lets me see where you are and whether or not I need to head to the library to share some articles and databases with you. The next series of things that you could start to look at here, what kind of attention catcher or hook are you going to use to bring in your audience? What sort of relevance does this topic have to your reader? What sort of stance are you going to take? The biblical component. Some lend themselves quite easily to this, others are a little more difficult. So if it is going to be a little bit difficult, this is a great time to bring me in so that I can help you out with that. And of course, start to think about what you want from your reader when they finish reading this. What is the call to action? One thing that I like to do with my outlines is to add quotations. It gives me the chance to start placing quotes from different articles within the larger overarching structure, and I can start to move those around and input them. But I want you to think about this as looking at some of the basics of it, not necessarily filling out every single section and subsection and subsection, but rather looking at the pieces and saying, my outline can basically write my paper for me. The more you put into your outline, the better your paper is going to be. So play with it, see how it works for you, and realize that it may be very different from the outline you're going to do for other works. Each one is a little bit different based on what you cover. So have fun this session. Whenever you get stuck, whenever you are faced with spending a little too much time on something, reach out so that I can help you out with it. Have a great week.